It's late afternoon, and people in Kali Hills in southern India have just a few more hours to finish cooking for tomorrow's food festival. All their recipes have one thing in common. They are made from minor millets. These 6 species of millet used to be the staple here, but in the last 5 decades, almost half of their cultivation in India has been replaced with more lucrative cash crops and government-subsidized rice, resulting in a major change in people's diets. Farmer Malaga Saringan noticed a difference when her family stopped eating millet.
Millet has more nutrients like calcium, and by eating the rice, we lost our energy. We are working in the field, so we need these nutrients. Nowadays, people are eating rice, so they are working much less.
In fact, nutrition is a major concern for India, which is home to 1/3 of the world's malnourished children. According to the MS Swaminathan Research Foundation, millets have up to 30 times more calcium than rice and much higher levels of iron, fiber and micronutrients. They are also hardy crops, needing little water and surviving in harsh conditions, making them far more resilient to climate change than rice or wheat. So with the support of the UN's International Fund for Agricultural Development, or IFAD, the foundation has been encouraging people to return to millet production.
It is good for your health. It is good for your agriculture, it's good for income, and it's good for India's national food security.
But is this enough to convince people to return to a crop they virtually abandoned? Well, the foundation realized they first needed to understand why farmers turned to other crops. So in the early 90s, working with Biodiversity International, with funding from IFAD and the European Commission, they met with farmer groups to find solutions to their problems.
It starts with availability of quality seeds. So introduction of seed sharing and linking with community-based seed banks was the first step we took.
So in Malaga's village, the women farmers formed a group to collect, conserve and share their seeds. And combined with training in different farming methods, like planting in rows, their yields have increased by about 30%. But bigger yields mean more processing. And another challenge the project faced was that the manual pounding of the millet deterred a lot of the women. It used to take 1 hour to pound each kilogram of millet. But after the project provided these mills, it now takes Malaga only 5 minutes. So millet is now once again easily available here.
Nowadays, we started eating millet. That's why we are going to the hospital less, and our children are growing very well. They have more energy and good health.
Millet has now become a staple food for these 600 farming families in Kali Hills. And this is just the start. With the right markets, millets have the potential to reach millions of people. And this is the purpose of today's food festival. The farmers are spreading the word about the benefits of millet.
If you eat millet murko, you grow big and strong. Now go eat. And tell your family to prepare it too.
And it's now even easier for families to serve their children these foods because the farmers have taken their favorite recipes and turned them into a marketable brand. Now they have their own shop, and their products are being distributed across the state, changing the lives of the women involved, like Lata Chandra Kumar.
Now we have started adding value to millet production. That's why we are getting money. Before we didn't do this, and we had to depend on our husbands. Now we are earning our own money, which we use for our children's education and our family expenses.
And now farmers like Lata are about to get access to an even bigger market. For the first time, India's new food security bill lists minor millets as one of the crops the state will buy directly from the farmers for national distribution. And for Professor Swaminathan, this is a fulfillment of a mission.
The mission was not just for millets alone. The mission was sustainable food security. That means sustainable livelihoods of our people.
And these people enjoying their millet dishes at the food festival need no more convincing.
Recovering from conflict is a slow process, but Mali is looking for ways to stop hunger from the ground up. The World Food Programme is helping farmers help themselves and their communities by buying food from them. That food is then distributed to people affected by the fighting and drought. The project is called Purchase for Progress, or P4P for short.
It's a project through which WFP, with its purchasing power, wants to provide a market, a guaranteed market to farmers. The flexibility of the project allowed us to sign forward contract last year after the coup. So by signing this forward contract, WFP was providing this farmers organization with a guarantee that if they have surpluses, WFP will be able to pay the right price, the fair price.
WFP is also investing in their future. Here in Dogon, these farmers are trained to produce and sell better quality crops. They're not only earning more money for their families, but also bringing communities together, something much needed in a country that has been divided.
The villages in this area are located only 1 kilometer away from each other. But they were not collaborating because of the caste system. Some villages are blacksmith villages, so the nobles don't like to work with them. But with the project, we were told we were all born equal. This applies to the work as well. So we don't need to know who is a blacksmith and who is a noble. We are all treated equally. Women are the first ones to join the project. Then, when they understand that everything works well, the men start participating too.
The strength of the P4P program comes from bringing farmers, communities, local and international organizations together to help Malians like Bintu help themselves.
Thanks to WFP's purchase, I have been able to generate some revenue and for the first time save money. With that, I was able to buy 2 cows as well as sheep.
Many Malians live on the thin edge between hunger and starvation. Drought and conflict means more poverty and more hunger. Making Malians resilient to those shocks is the only way to break that cycle. And P4P is the right tool to achieve this goal.
In 1990, 1 in 3 Vietnamese people didn't have enough to eat. Today, that number is down by more than 80%. People are eating more and have a diverse range of foods for better nutrition. How did Vietnam find a food system that works? Some of the credit goes to VAC farming, promoted by a government NGO called VAC Vina.
VAC in Vietnamese is Vân Ao Trong, which means garden, pond, livestock, pen. Vietnamese families, especially in the delta areas, normally have a pond in front or in the back of their house. They also have gardens and pig pens. This is an integrated system.
By the 1990s, after decades of central planning, many families began leasing land from the government. They could decide what to grow and sell the surplus at market. Family farms became family businesses. VAC links fish farming, raising livestock, and growing fruit and vegetables all year round. Waste products from one part of the system are recycled and used by other parts of the system. Even the nutrient-rich silt from the bottom of the pond is recycled to fertilize the garden and create new land for planting. Usually, pigs are the main livestock. They provide income, but they also power the gas cooker in the family's kitchen.
For example, with the pig pen, we don't have to buy gas for cooking. The manure is used for fish production. The biogas system helps protect the environment. We also use manure for the garden. The wastewater of biogas is very good for irrigating crops. This type of irrigation water is better than nitrate.
Tsung and his family make between $5,000 and $7,000 a year from all their farm activities. Everything they eat is produced here. Long gone are the days when rice was scarce. And as they say, you are what you eat.